Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how I draw a white flower. Now I'm going to draw like a daisy, chamomile type flower, and it's really easy, really easy, but the only tricky thing about it is how do you draw a white flower on white paper? So we're just going to start here, and I'm just going to sketch out my lines. So I'm just going to do a contour drawing of a daisy, and I'm not looking at a picture. I am just imagining a daisy out of my head. So I'm going to make that stamen, the center of the flower, and this is going to be like you're looking at the flower from the side. I might do a couple little others up in the corner face on. So, and this is just like I'm making like a dome here. And I'm doing it real lightly, so you may not be able to see until I paint it out. Okay, and I'm going to go over here. Sometimes I have to turn my paper. And I'm just making like petal shapes with my pencil. Just so I give myself a guide. And I'm going to put one right here in between. And maybe I'll just kind of stick one up here. Kind of wonky. I don't know if I like that. So I'm going to erase it. So that's the thing about, oh, what am I trying to say? Okay, the good thing about sketching your drawing out first is to make sure you got all your lines right before you go in with paint. That'll make you more confident. So, alright, so I got a stem here, and I could just go from that. Do I want leaves? Because I kind of like that. So, let's just go from that. Let's see, do I want a background or I want to leave it white? I think that I will just leave it white. So, this is an Etcher Sketchbook, and I'm using Holbein paints. So, you know, that's going to make it easy for me because this is really good paper. So if you're using a different paper, and maybe we'll do it on a Canson paper that you can just get it from Walmart too, and you can see the difference. It can be done, However, it is more difficult because it doesn't soak into the paper as well. So let's start with this center. So I dropped I'm just going to wet that. And I am not doing this perfect because all flowers are different. Alright, so now I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre and just drop it in. Intentionally leaving some white. If you want to paint it all, you can. I'm really thinking about spring. Alright, so now I'm going to get some, maybe a little bit of green. Mix it with that yellow ochre over here. Give it a little bit more natural. Go around the edges. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to mix me up a gray. And I am just going to use these colors that I have on my palette. That's one thing about when I put colors out on my palette, they're such good colors that I don't want to waste them. So I'm going to be working right here in this area, and I'm going to use this purple and blue, and I'm going to get a little bit of this burnt umber and just go in there with it, and that'll neutralize that purple. And I might even just drop a little bit here in the stamen, just as a shadow color. Let that do its thing. Okay, so now I am going to take what's on my brush and just kind of go around. Let's just kind of go around these petals because you need some contrast. I'm going to rinse some of that pigment off my brush. I don't want too much water. And go around that sketch. And it'll cover up those pencil lines. And just go around the edges here. Follow your sketch. It'll give you more confidence in your flower. Alright, now I'm going to have to go in for some more pigment, but that was too dark, so I'm going to go in and rinse it off. Just dip my water in the brush. Let's go easy. Yeah, that's about right. You got to have contrast Okay, so we might do another layer on that. Now I'm going to bring a little bit, I think a little bit of yellow ochre into that mix just to brighten it up a little bit. Really, really dilute. Really dilute. Just to, because these petals are going to be reflecting that center. Really dilute. Oh, I got a little too much there. So I'm going to go back over and make all this other match. Alright, so while we're waiting on that to dry, let's work on our stem. I've got some permanent green number 2 in here. And I'm going to activate that on my palette. And I'm going to bring some of this mixture in just to make it a little bit more natural. Nobody's paintings are going to be like yours if you mix your own colors. Need a little bit more water. Alright, so let's get some of that purple, that dark mix that we used up here, and just drop it in up here by the stem. And then drag it down on one side, just to give it a little bit more shadow. Not much. Alright. So, I think I'm going to give this center, is that dry? I think it is. I think I'm going to give it another layer of yellow ochre. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and just drag so that will flow out naturally. It's my heater. Oh yeah, I like that. And I think I'm going to get some of this burnt umber. And just drop it in there. On the side. and around the bottom. Just a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so I like how that's bleeding out into the petals. Let's take some of this purple. I think I'm going to take some of that green and drop it in. That's mixed with that mineral violet and the Holbein paints. Alright, so let's let that dry. Let's work that green and yellow into the petals. They seem just a little bit too cool. I dip my brush twice to get some of that pigment off. It's a grayish, greenish yellow. Alright, let's see. Alright, so let's see how that looks after it dries completely. And we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so I like this flower pretty much the way it is. However, I am going to just give it just a little bit more definition. I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab some of this mineral violet, which is right here, and mix it with this burnt umber. And maybe some of this green, just to gray it up a little bit. Just grab everything that's on my palette, because I think I used just about everything. And I'm going to just go around the edges here and define, kind of like I would with my fine liner. Only not so harsh. I'm going to put some dots in there. Kind of go around each petal a little bit and give it a little bit of definition. Just to, I could overwork this, you never know. Just want to give it just a teeny tiny bit of definition. I want to make that look a little rounder. So, let me look at it in my camera. I think I'm going to stop. So, that is our daisy. I'm going to sign it. $2.21. Can't believe that we're getting towards the end of February. So, alright, so that's all I'm going to do to that one. So that's how you draw a white flower. So, thanks for joining me, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe button and the notification bell. And join me if you like these videos, and got lots more for you. So talk to you later. Bye.